got some new furniture, new bookshelf, new futon, new chair over there, a lot of new stuff. So start there. Also, I did not know this tag was created by my new friend Matt. I've been getting to know him a little bit. Matt Wall, and he's got like the best channel name or the best name and then channel mixed together on BookTube. Matt Wall Paperback Junkie. Very creative. And we had some synchronicity going on. We were talking about H.P. Lovecraft somehow because Matt and I have read a lot of the same books, but then we haven't read a lot of the same books either. That's what I like about my friends, that I can learn something off them. So we were talking about Lovecraft and how I'd never read any of them, and he's well read. So that same day, I at a public like library box in the neighborhood, they're all over big cities, but I picked up this book, the complete Cthulhu Mythos Tales, if I'm pronouncing Cthulhu correctly. If not, please correct me in the comments. So I'm halfway through like The Shadow over Innsmouth, and I've read like Dragon and The Call of Cthulhu. And I'm not, anyway, let's get to the tag. And stay tuned because, Brian tagged me at Bookish, and then Greg at Another Bibliophile Reads tagged me, and then they tagged everybody else in the world. And I have to take umbrage with this old people thing, especially with Brian at Bookish. He calls himself old like all the effing time. Like all the effing time. And it gets old, Brian. Because I don't feel old at all. And I'm probably the oldest one. And you guys tagged everybody. Jim, Criminality, has Sean D. Standfast been tagged yet? Tag him. Tom at LA Books, I gotta tag him. And then nobody tags any women, I noticed. So you leave that up to all Al. Okay, I'm gonna tag her. I'll tag Roz, although she's younger than me. I'll tag, God, who else can I tag? Maria at MH Books. I haven't heard from her in a while. Hey, Maria, over in Dublin. And that's enough. I don't have to tag like 10 people all the time. Why don't you get to the tags, Alan? Or the answer to the prompts, Alan. Don't tell me what to do. Haha. You guys didn't know I have a sidekick now like Una. Sriracha. So yeah, I've been moving furniture, taking it out, bringing it in. First book release you remember. Now this is going to take you back. Do you remember, everybody remembers, if you're lucky enough to have seen the movie of Sting. I'll put it up here, that movie Sting with Paul Newman and Robert Redford and others. Well, I remember when the book came out. I read the book before seeing the movie of that. Yep, it's true. I think it's the first time I read the F word. So I knew I was reading like an adult book. And the main character's name is Hooker. I still remember that. What a name, Hooker, for a character, So and then they put on that great Sting, that con operation. Just fabulous. We had a good movie theater when I grew up. First it was called Jerry Lewis Theater. And then it was just a 2-screen theater. Then I ended up knowing the twin brothers whose family owned it. And I never worked there, but I had a friend who worked there. We'd eat all the popcorn and he'd let us in and we'd watch movies afterwards. Prompt 2. First author interview you remember. Okay, like on TV, I remember the days of Merv Griffin and Merv Griffin and Mike Douglas, Phil Donahue, Tom Sawyer, um, Tom. Oh my God, I had it. I wrote to him one time, and he sent me back an autographed photo. Tom, not Brokaw, Snyder. Tom Snyder smoked a cigarette all the time. Interviewed John Lennon, but I remember probably Norman Mailer or Gore Vidal or Truman Capote, Tennessee Williams. I remember seeing him interviewed on TV. He's probably my favorite American playwright, modern playwright easily. 3, first book craze you remember? Now, like Greg was saying in his video about bookstores, I've worked in a lot of bookstores in Phoenix area, especially. So I went to a lot of like book signings and that. I remember when Anne Rice's The Witching Hour came out, and I met her at a signing that was packed around the block. She was real gregarious and open. I brought other books and she signed them. And so that's one. What other? Sue Grafton. I used to go to I like mystery, so I met James Lee Berg. Who else? Lawrence Block. Like that. Former. First adaptation you remember, movie made for TV, Without going back to prompt number 1 with the Sting. One of my favorite all-time movies is, because it's one of the first movies I saw at the Twin Theaters, is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I've never read any of the writer's name. What's his name? Dual. So, I don't know. Wizard of Oz. 5. First convention you went to that was book related. I've never been to a book related convention. I don't think. I've been to big book sales. I've worked through like volunteering at libraries. There are library sales, so I've worked at a couple of those, and I have one in my playlist under Portland, I think. It's only a few years old. I went to one. You gonna say that one? 6. First book club or buddy read. Oh man, now I've been into like books and that all my life. So, and Greg brought up some memories when he was talking about bookstores. I've been in a lot of like Ulysses and Joyce related groups. I think there's something about like Columbia House and all that. So let me get to that. Like book clubs. I was a theater major and philosophy as an undergrad. So I read a lot of plays and that. I used to have bookshelves like Greg and hey, nobody tagged Jason Harrigan. Jason Harrigan, you're tagged in this, you old. He's younger than me too. Yeah, you old guys. So I was in all those free ones. You know, you sign up, you give them $5, you never give them another dime, but you get all these books. Yeah, I did all that crap. Can you believe it? I know. 7. How much was your first Columbia House type book club? How much was? I can't remember how much. It wasn't much, if anything. I remember getting eight tracks from them. It was for your car. It sucked because it always cut off, I think, 1 or 2 songs. They cut right in the middle of it. Your favorite small chain that isn't around now. This would take me back to Phoenix. There's a bookstore called Changing Hands. I don't know if it's still there. 5 years ago, 5, 6 years ago, it still was. On Mill, and they have another outlet, but I worked at the one on Mill a couple of times. It was like a prerequisite in grad school. Everybody worked there and then quit or get fired and then go back and work there again. That was a great store. Then I worked in another store in Mesa, Arizona. God, what was that called? I worked at 2 chains there. Phoenix area had a lot of great bookstores. I worked at Larry McMurtry store, Mesa bookstore. It's another one. How can I forget? That's a separate one. It was all wooden floors with those ladders that moved all around. They had a few floors. Boy, they had a lot of great sections. I bought a lot of books there. 9. The first item you bought at a Barnes and Noble or Borders or other bookstore. I don't know. I have a good memory about my Random House Ulysses that is in a box in Phoenix. But that was 1984. I could probably remember earlier than that. Allergies, you think? Much? Yeah, mine have been acting up the last few days. So that was at a Walden's bookstore, actually, in Toledo, Ohio. Walden's in 84. My grandmother bought me first edition of my first time reading Ulysses. Tagged some, I tagged at the beginning. So, again, I take umbrage at this tag. I want that in my permanent report. And put that on my permanent record. I don't care. Need to get back to Lovecraft and Faulkner. I got to get back to my Faulkner. You know, waste my time doing tags and shit. Yeah, I got furniture to straighten out. I still haven't done my. Here's my whoa, that was ready to go. Here's my futon. My new chair. It's smaller. And I got a lot of new like dishes and stuff, but big ass pillow. That's about it. I have room for like a big sofa, but I didn't have too much help. That's about it. So, ta-ta from Portland. And yeah, sorry that you caught me without my makeup on. Adios.